Hello and welcome back to WCS Sports Broadcasting. This Friday, we'll have the Collegiate Spartans go up against Chapman Fighting Irish. And we have two new guys here on the broadcast. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
I'm Charlie,
I'm Avi.
and we're here to just provide some fresh commentary in part to Hyon's play-by-play.
Right, so we have a very interesting matchup here. Collegiate undefeated going into this game with Chapman 1-3, coming off a loss. A little bit of a rough start for them, but we'll see what they can do against the Spartans.
I mean, I don't think they're, the greatest team. They have one win this year by 1 point over Concordia, who also isn't the greatest team. So I'm expecting a win from the Spartans, maybe even a blowout. So, key inactives tonight, Jaden Parker, who has been the Spartans' leading player by far. He really is a truly amazing athlete.
And some other inactives include Dalton Turpin, torn ACL, and we'll see how Tristan Sproul comes back from his injury a couple weeks ago. He was slightly injured, but he should be fine as of now. And what we saw early in pregame was a lot of running plays coming from Collegiate, something we don't usually see. I mean, maybe they were practicing for a blowout and just getting the ball down the field and chewing the clock after the game would have already been decided. But Collegiate is a pass-first offense this year, and I think we can conclude that Chapman is going to have to deal with a lot, even though our starting running back, Jaden Parker, is out.
And I think with that, it's really surprising we're a pass-first offense this year because in all the years I've known collegiate football, we've been a run-heavy and run the ball down their throat type of team. And I think with this new transfer, Hudson Froulis, we've really shifted our entire scheme, which I think has been interesting this year.
Yeah, a really good change in scheme. A lot more passing plays, a lot more slants, a lot more deep routes. Very contrary to what we've seen in earlier years.
I mean, yeah, I was interested at the beginning of the year to see how Coach Black would change his scheme. I didn't know if he had the offensive mind, but from what I've seen so far, he's been doing a great job and using our best players wisely.
And the coin was flipped, and the official was not clear on who was receiving the ball. But the game is about to start, about a minute and a half from kickoff. Ward Weimer, the kicker for Collegiate. We saw Chapman running a bunch of weird plays, a lot of trickery in early pregame, so we'll see what they can pull out of the books for a very talented Collegiate team.
Yeah, I think they're gonna need some trickery dickery doc if they want to beat this talented Collegiate team. From what I could see, they don't have the greatest athletes on their team.
And Chapman, it has been told that they do have a very large line, and it seems that this will be a battle of the trenches for Collegiate and Chapman. However, a very small lineup coming out for kickoff for Chapman.
Yeah, however, I am looking at Chapman's kicker right now, and he is a big dude. I'm looking at the stats. He says he's 6'3", 200, but he looks like he's about 6'6". I mean, I cannot believe this guy is probably playing kicker and everything else under the sun. He looks like a true athlete.
Indeed, he does. It will be Harrison Simon, Julian Johnson, and Gianni Bacci out deep to receive kickoff.
And with Jaden Parker out this week, I'm excited to see what Julian Johnson can bring to the Spartan offense. We've seen him play a couple snaps here and there on the Spartan offense, and he's been pretty productive.
Very productive, but Hudson has relied on him a lot to get out of third and short situations, even though of his insane talent. But we'll see what he does with Julian Johnson, the more speedy back. And the kick is away. He boots it down, and it's Simon fumbles it, and they call it down at the 10. He muffed the punt, tried to catch it out of the air. Just a very bizarre first play.
Yeah, I mean, I think that must be a high school ruling where it's a touchback instead of a safety. Because I think if that ball had kept rolling, that would be a safety in college and NFL.
Yeah, just not a very good way to start off with Spartans, but nonetheless, Spartan offense, which has produced so much over the past 3 games, takes the field. It's just been on a roll.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what we do on this first drive here and start strong.
Brett Wetta on the outside, James Shackelford also, and Julian Johnson at running back. Little motion and a handoff, an inside run to Julian Johnson, which will gain about 2 yards.
I think that's a good example of what Hayan was saying about the line. Is I've been hearing from the football players that this line's big, and I think a key part of this game is going to be the battle in the trenches. And if Collegiate can somehow keep up with Chapman there, we will just use our explosiveness and kill them tonight on the scoreboard.
And Marcus Gorges getting minutes early in the game, something we didn't see a couple weeks ago, but it looks like he has been incorporated into the offense more. As Hudson drops back, Ferrales fires over the middle, and James Shackelford open.
He's going. He's moving.
Game-breaking speed, and he's
he
going to score a
dusted him.
touchdown. 2 plays into the game.
I mean, that was a beautiful throw from Hudson Ferrales.
We saw James. He was out at the beginning of the season on offense. He was only restricted to defense. Coach Black wanted to keep it that way while he was coming off of an injury. But James has just been on fire. We saw him 2 weeks ago start playing offense. We saw him really productive. Last week there wasn't too much, but it was also a blowout. And to start the game off right, James Shackelford taking it to the house.
I mean, this is something indicative that's happened in each of Collegiate's first games. Just a super quick bomb of a touchdown as Weimer does boot it in, and it's a quick 7-0 with 11 minutes left. That touchdown was scored in less than a minute.
Yeah, we know Collegiates. We know they get on fire. We know that they like to start it off with a spark. But, I mean, they're already going down to work. We knew it was going to be a blowout against Chapman, but gosh.
I mean, I think this shows what is to come here. This is going to be an obliteration. But
We will.
Who knows? The defense, this drive's important, too, to figure out what the flow of the game's going to be. But we'll see.
I think that's a good point from Charlie there to see how Chapman responds. I mean, their defense just got gashed over the middle by Ferrales, so we'll see what their offense can do.
And I think a blowout win is important for the Spartans tonight, as we are coming into our toughest game of the season next week against Andale, a team that has been known to kick our butts year in and year out. But I think this year with this new quarterback Hudson Ferrales, we might have a chance.
And Weimer lines up to kick it away. Number 15, Andre Miles, back there to receive it for Chapman. And it is fielded by number 17, Colton Bell. And he goes nowhere. Number 11, Ian Souther. And they get up to about the 26-yard line where Chapman's offense will begin its first drive.
What are we expecting to see from this Chapman offense today, Charlie?
I don't know much about them. I just know they're going to have a lot of time because their offensive line should be good. So they're going to have a lot of time to pass the ball, but we'll see what they do.
Number 6, the quarterback fumbles the snap. Chance Liebau fumbles the snap.
Already, I might have been wrong. I don't want to say it overreact too early, but that was a bad snap. That really wasn't on the quarterback there. That was on. That was the center's fault.
That can't be good for Chapman.
No, I mean that's a mood killer already. First, you let up a 78-yard touchdown, and now a fumble on your first snap, your first offensive snap. Not a good sign.
Number 15, Andre Miles on the outside. Oh, a little triple option to number 7, Cooper Lewis, a junior who's going to pick up about 20 to 25 yards. Collegiate defense just caught off guard by the little trickery that as I was saying, came up in early pregame.
You know, and that comes back to the trickery dickory dock. They're going to need to win this game. I mean, that was a read option. You don't see that a lot in high school matches.
Yeah, but how many plays do you think they have drawn up like that? I mean, they can't keep doing that the whole game. At some point, Collegiate is going to stop them.
We did see some short passes coming from the Chapman QB, Chance Libau, but we'll see what they do. They've only lined up in run formations. Another run, this time to the fullback or running back,
And then
a beefy boy regardless.
So that play right there was I think that was the play they tried to run at the beginning of the drive when they fumbled, and it seems to have worked there for a 4 or 5 yard gain. And that was a fullback dive right there. That's fun. I'm excited to see more of that. That's back to that battle in the trenches. Chapman knows they're bigger than us, and they're going to try and use it as much as possible.
And, yeah, that beefy offensive line just opened up a nice little gap for running back to blitz. Number 33, Brecken Francis, it appears, as the running back. Oh, and he just pounded over to a defender. Asa Ahmed makes the tackle for a gain of about 3-ish, and it'll be 3rd and 2.
I think it's interesting to see a team that plays so heavily on the run like Collegiate has relied on for many years past.
Very different pace from this game than last game. Last game, Clearwater just wanted to keep things going, but it appears that Chapman just wants to slow things down, take a team huddle, yet come up in the same exact formation for the first 4 play of the drives. And it's a pitch to number 7, Cooper Lewis.
I don't know if he got that there. It's going to be close.
They will give it.
They're giving it to him. Okay.
The chains do move, a fresh set of downs.
Could
And
be a bad spot there, but no replay in high school.
You know, I like Chapman slowing it down for them at least, because we saw at Clearwater. Clearwater tried to stay with the pace of Collegiate and tried to go, and they made a lot of mistakes in the red zone. As soon as they got down, they made a lot of mistakes. They threw a pick to Sebastian Hines-Turner when they almost had a momentum changer play.
The same exact formation, a run formation, and a run, and that goes absolutely nowhere.
And from what I'm seeing, I'm really loving how Collegiate's handling their run defense. I mean, they're playing great run defense, not letting up that many yards. And this excites me for Andale next week to see that we do know how to stop the run. It is possible. So we should be able to do it next week too.
Number 63, Givey Gibson with that tackle. And there seems to be confusion on the Chapman. There are 2 different huddles out on the field. They do not know what's going on, but it seems that they have figured it out. They have the same wide receiver lining up, Andre Miles.
He probably will not be getting the ball here because all they want to do is run the ball.
And indeed, that is what they do. Another triple option. A more trickery. But did he fumble it?
I don't think so, but that trickery-dickory dock was swallowed up by that Collegiate defense, and it never had a chance.
Asa Ahmed with the tackle there. And, yeah, I mean, Collegiate responded well to that, but it seems that they're being caught off guard by the same formation, but about 5 different plays being ran out of it.
But, we saw Collegiate, Brett Wetta on the outside. We saw him start to read the toss, and we saw how he came in after Asa Ahmed had grabbed the legs.
3rd and 3 here. I'm feeling a pass play. You've ran it almost 5 times in a row now. I think a pass play would be a good change of pace.
And the exact same formation. Looks like a run, the exact same motion, and a run to number 33, Cooper Lewis.
I don't think he got that.
Sorry, Brecken Francis. Brecken Francis. It'll be 4th and 1. They don't give it. And Chapman, they're going for it.
They're going for it. Huge tide turner in this game. Going to determine how the rest of this game might play out.
Number 65, Lucas Randy Brown, was just subbed in at defensive tackle. And you already know what Chapman's going to run here, so we'll see what he can do to stuff the run.
Big Cat, the biggest player on our team, he's in there to try and stop this up the middle dive. False start.
False start.
Harry Simon jumped.
Who jumped first is the question. Oh, it was
It was indeed Harry Simon.
Harrison Simon.
I think he just got a little excited. jumped.
Yeah, 2 early miscues from Harrison Simon. That offsides, which just gave them a free first down, and then the fumble on the first play of the game. So we'll see what he can do to rebound.
You know, this is a nervous situation. It's homecoming game. A lot of fans on the sideline. A lot of alumni. But we'll see how they can bounce back here.
And again, the same formation. Handoff to number 33, again, Brecken Francis.
And it seems like they are going to rely on this great offensive line, and they're just going to be playing these triple option plays where they can give it to the fullback, they can have a QB run, or they can pitch it back to the outside and see what they can do beyond the numbers.
That was a gain of 4, but it does appear that they cannot seem to move their playbook outside of that one formation.
You know what? They haven't been stopped yet, so I don't see why they're going to change it this drive.
Yeah, I think Avi's right. There's no reason to change something that's working. So just so you guys know what the formation it is, a quarterback under center with a running back behind him, and with two backs in the backfield, and then a pretty stacked offensive line with a lot of people.
As a misdirection carry to Lewis gains about 3. It'll be 3rd and 4. Yeah, interesting. They've pulled about 6 different plays from this formation, and the Spartans, they've gotten to multiple third downs, but they can't stop them on that 3rd down.
You know what? They put Lucas Randy Brown in, but you know what? The Chapman's size is still overpowering against Collegiate right now. They're still able to pick up 3 or 4 yards every play on a run.
A 3rd and 4 here. It will be the same formation. And a quarterback draw.
And he got it.
He got
Wow.
that.
That was a great play. That was a great play by number 6.
That was a great play.
Oh, not number 6.
Chance Libau. And Chapman gets the touchdown. Wow. Just a nice 10-yard play from Chapman there. Excuse me, it appears that the quarterback all this time has been Ian Souther. The rosters have not been up to date as of lately.
It appears they're going for 2 here after scoring that touchdown.
They are. Oh, and a pass.
Oh,
Intercepted.
Great play.
Great
James
play.
Shackelford coming across. We saw the bootleg. Tight end rolled out wide, finally trying to use a receiver by Chapman, but it did not work. Apparently, this is why they stick to the run game.
6-6 as they did not count Ward Weimer's extra point earlier. Yeah, Chapman, really impressive drive from Chapman there. I was not expecting that out of the gates.
They responded pretty perfectly to that opening drive by Collegiate, that 78-yard touchdown bomb to James Shackelford.
And Harrison Simon and Julian Johnson back to receive the kick. And that's what I do like about Collegiate. They, even though Simon has had some miscues, they are keeping him on the field and giving him good playing time.
You know what? They're confident in their guys. We know that we can get the job done.
I think adjustments will be made, and we'll be able to stop this formation as this game progresses. But who knows how long that'll take? Could be a close first half.
Number 9, Ben Giffis for Chapman to kick it away.
Biggest kicker we've ever seen.
That is the 6'3", 200-pounder Charlie was talking about. Oh,
Squib kick.
a squib kick. Oh, but
it's muffed again.
another muff by Johnson this time. But he has blazing speed, so he's going to be able to get something out of this. Up to the 25-yard line. That was a very nice salvage of a play that could have gone horrendous for the collegiate drive.
Yes. I mean,
And that's the second muffed kickoff we've seen from collegiate. So I'm just wondering, are we practicing special teams? Should we be practicing special teams? Clearly we should be.
I think adjustments will be made on special teams. I know they'll be spending way more time in practice on it. That's for sure.
That is for sure.
Ferrales comes back after a nice 78-yard pass to James Shackelford. And Harrison Simon, it appears, is in at running back, not Julian Johnson. As Ferrales drops back, fires deep for Gorges, and it
I
just
think that
hits
ball
the
could have
ground.
been picked off by number 15. I mean, he didn't even make a play on it.
I
That,
just don't think
that
he,
was Andre Miles, the cornerback, who was playing coverage there.
I just don't think he was looking at the ball. I don't think he was focused. I think they were just afraid that another bomb might be let up.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus was in double coverage there. I don't know what Hudson was. I mean, I think maybe he thought Hudson would beat his defender, but even so, he threw the ball pretty short.
As Hines, Turner, Shackelford, and Weta, the three great receivers for Collegiate this year, are lined up on the outside. Simon in the backfield again instead of Johnson. And a handoff to Simon, makes a nice juke move, gets about 4, but a 3rd and 6 coming up. Collegiate sideline in confusion. Marcus Gorges does come back in for number 6, Hayden Anderson. It appears it is the same formation that it was on first down. Ferrales drops back, fires to number 9, Brett Weta, who will get the first down and some more all the way up to the 41-yard line.
And that was a great drawn-up play because James Shackelford faked the screen pass, which allowed the Chapman defenders to come down, opening up Brett Weta to make that fantastic play for about 12 yards.
Yeah, and we've seen Brett Weta hit a lot of those curl routes. He missed a couple on Clearwater, but he's generally been pretty consistent. He's always caught those balls, and he's always open. And we even see Brett Weta signs coming out here. You see his face postered up.
As Ferrales does a QB draw, Hines Turner with a nice block, and he's going to get the first down.
Pick up 10 yards on that play. Ferrales, we know he hasn't been much of a runner, but as we bring him to collegiate, we started to convert him.
It's a very interesting play. We have not seen a quarterback draw from Collegiate like at all this year, so it's nice to see Collegiate expanding their playbook.
Yeah, especially out in the field. We've seen a couple, like, in goal around the 5-yard line, 6-yard line, but never out here, never in the open.
Ball at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs with 2:20 left in the first quarter as Ferrales, another drop back, slips, and he almost got away, but he just fell down, just slipped for a loss of 4.
That was quite an effort to get out of the slip, though. I mean, he was tossing and turning all over the place. It was quite an attempt.
Oh, a 2nd and 15. He lost 5 on that play. And Collegiate just can't have plays like these. And especially seeing how Chapman just drew up that first drive, seems that Collegiate's going to have to put up a lot of points. Simon in the backfield. Oh, a short pass. It's batted down by number 9, Ben Giffis, the kicker, playing defensive end there.
And honestly, I don't think he is. His main role is the kicker. At 6'3", 200, he's a pretty good sized defensive end.
You know, just 2 years ago, one of our offensive captains, Jack Duart. He was our kicker, but he was also a 6'6" tight end who was huge for our team.
Did he go to college for kicking, Jack Duart?
Yes, he did.
He was quite the kicker. I think he was a 4-star recruit for kicking.
He was quite the athlete in general.
Yeah.
As Ferrales drops back on 3rd and 15 to Weta.
I think he caught that ball.
Did he get that? Incomplete.
Defense was signaling that it hit the ground, and the refs will agree with that.
4th and 15. They're going to have to punt this away.
You know, we came in pretty comfortable with this game thinking we had an edge over Chapman, but Chapman is proving us wrong. At 6-6, I'm not sure how this game is going to play out right now.
It appears that Charlie may have hit Collegiate with the commentator curse, as we like to call.
I think I might have. I mean, that was a beautiful stop by Chapman. And that punt almost got blocked.
But a decent punt nonetheless.
But an unfortunate bounce.
An unfortunate bounce. Chapman's going to get great field position at the 32-yard line. This is not good if you're Collegiate. I mean, the defense just got ran through on that first drive, but we'll see what they can do.
I'm being told that we actually don't punt that much as a team because our offense is just so good. So for Chapman, of all teams, to make us punt, that's bad. This could get ugly.
As Ian Souther does hand the ball up to number 33, Brecken Francis, who goes nowhere, 2nd and 9.
You know, that's what I'm saying. As they keep going with these same plays over and over again, our defense is starting to pick up on that. You saw our linebackers dive in, Asa Ahmad and Jacob Chappell.
I think on the opposite end of that, honestly, is that this just might make our defense tired. If they keep wearing us down like this, by the end of the game, we could be giving them a few too many yards on these run plays.
No, you're right. You and Hyon did say Chapman is bigger, and you know what? They might be able to keep up with this momentum.
As Souther in the same formation, same type of motion, and Souther slithers for a gain of about 2. Another quarterback draw there from Chapman.
You think that they're finally going to draw up a pass play in open field?
With 5 yards to go, I would sure hope so. But I don't know. We'll see.
We see they're in the huddle. We see our defense spacing out. We see Asa Ahmad coming to the sideline, or at least spreading out.
As the first quarter is going to come to a close at 6-all. This is something we did not expect coming into this game. We really thought that Collegiate would be up by more by now.
I mean, we were expecting blowouts. We were expecting homecoming game. We were expecting a huge showout. But, you know, this also happened 2 years ago. I mean, we really showed up in the second half. And that's how it was even with our opening game, too. We're just a second-half team. However, we're going to need to show some promise for us to feel confident right now.
I mean, I think you are right about the second-half team. I mean, I think Coach Black, honestly, is he's a great motivator, and he can really make some adjustments at halftime and make this team want to play better, which leads us to play better, and which leads us to just absolutely kill the other team on the scoreboard.
As the second quarter is going to get underway, Chapman faced with a 3rd and 7 on their own 37. Interesting stat there as the second quarter starts. Yeah, I just thought that the Collegiate defense would sort of be more physically present. They would assert their dominance, but they haven't done so yet.
I mean, even though we're smaller, as Aiden has said multiple times throughout the year, we're very strong down below. Even though we don't look as big, we are definitely stronger down below.
Ian Souther back to take the snaps for Chapman.
Coming out in the same formation. Oh no, they've changed. There's 2 receivers outside.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of receivers.
We haven't seen this from Chapman yet.
We haven't even seen one receiver on the outside, so this is just really new. I think I'm feeling pass play here.
Oh, no. The exact same type of play, just out of a different formation as Brecken Francis goes nowhere. And running the ball on 3rd and 7, you're just not going to get the first down very many times if you do that.
No, I mean, he was running quite hard there. He wanted it, but he just couldn't quite get it, mostly because of his coaching. That's just a terrible play call.
4th and 5, and the offense is staying on the field. What is Chapman doing? It would be shocking if they did not pass the ball.
From their own territory too. This is risky.
Yes, this is the 41. This is their own 41-yard line. The same formation. Oh, it looks like they just might be trying to get an offsides call.
Yeah, I don't know if they're really going to go for it. Yeah, there it is. The timeout is called.
They were just looking for an offsides, and the punting unit.
Yeah, they were looking for
The punting unit is going to come on the field. That 6'3", 200-pounder that Charlie was talking about, Ben Griffiths, back in.
Looks like Chapman just wanted something cheap. They just wanted to move the chains, but, they happened.
I mean, I think if they had gone for that, that might have been the stupidest decision I've ever seen in a football game. Because, I mean, that would have, if they don't get that, Collegiate gets the ball back in their own territory, probably going to go and score that and shift the momentum back in their favor. And right now it is in Chapman's.
Yeah, and number 9, Brett Wetta, back for Collegiate to receive it.
It's punting from the 41-yard line is Chapman.
And they are taking their sweet time as Griffiths
Almost
that is
blocked.
That is
a high ball.
That is
it's a high
ball. Collegiate will get the ball at the 50-yard line, and if they don't score here, boy, you've got to change something.
That was not the best punt I've ever seen, I'll tell you that. I mean, was it tipped, or does that guy just put it straight up in the air?
That puts a little more confidence in our special teams, I'll tell you that. And as they saw that ball go up, you'd see them yelling, ball, ball, telling Tristan Sproul to move off the field and move around, move away from it.
Hudson, who's thrown probably more than 10 touchdown passes this year, just been elite for Collegiate, takes the field for his third drive, 6-6, trying to make it 13-6. And a handoff to Julian Johnson. Speed, he gets about 3 yards? 3 yards-ish. 2nd and 7 coming up at the 46-yard line. A gain of 4 officially.
We've been seeing Ward Weimer kick the ball today, and I'm just wondering when we're going to put in our freshman kicker, who really has a lot of talent, Nate Toon, number 88.
Well, we have Ezra Myers behind him.
Ferrales fires a dart to Tynes Turner, who won't go down. That's a gain of about 20 all the way down to the 31-yard line. And it seems that the Collegiate offense has picked up some steam.
Fighting for extra yards. We see how spirited he is tonight.
Collegiate crowd going crazy right now. Homecoming week, and yeah, they've just been electric, to say the least, today.
And it's a great turnout all around, from the middle school and lower school with their parents coming, and always the upper school.
As a handoff to Julian Johnson, cuts it back, and he will get about 2. He'll get about 2.
Contact after the whistle as they try and keep pushing him back.
And we do see the effect of not having Jaden Parker. I mean, Collegiate will not run the ball very much for the rest of this game. If the score just keeps like this, and you're going to see a lot more shotgun passing plays from Ferrales.
Generally, we always see how dominant he is. But without him, I feel like the run game is going to struggle a little more.
As Ferrales fires, the intended receiver was Wetta, but no avail.
Ferrales led the pass too much, and there was a little contact as when it was running the slant route.
3rd and 8, another 3rd and long, as Gorgeous comes onto the field for Hayden Anderson.
Hayden Anderson was moved to starter this year after Cooper Arneson, a great player for the Spartans, tore his ACL early in the season, which was a big loss for the Spartans.
9:08 left in the first half as Ferrales drops back. Quick pass to Weta, who dropped it.
God. You know, I was talking about this earlier. Weta runs a lot of curl routes, but he can't seem to corral all of them in.
And I think he just got too excited about that. I mean, he just wanted to catch it and then be able to run with it, and he was focusing on the run after catch more than the catch.
And 4th and 8, and the collegiate offense is going to stay on the field. And I don't think it's to draw a flag because it's 4th and 8, and that wouldn't really do anything. It looks like they're going to go for it. And if they don't get this,
I like this play call.
0 points on the drive. Ferrales drops back, and Weta,
It's
intercepted. It's picked off.
He's taking it down the field.
Picked off. Number 15,
Julian
Andre
Johnson catches up
Miles.
to him.
Andre Miles picked it.
Push might have bounced at the 25 or 26 of the Spartans. Oh, that is a game changer for sure.
They have the ball at their 25-yard line. They are 25 yards away from taking the lead. Chapman and Weta, it seemed, just ran too deep of a route and then tried to come back and get it, but Andre Miles with a great read on the pass.
That ball was thrown before Weta turned around. As soon as he turned around, he was on the ground reaching for it, and the DB just read it perfectly. He was watching him.
And that was a great IQ play by the DB. We've ran that curl route about 3 times now, and he knew it was coming, and boom. He just intercepted it and ran it back as far as he could before Julian Johnson, number 4, hawked him down.
Yep, and the same formation for Chapman. And a handoff to Brecken Francis goes nowhere. Chapman might have to change some things if they want to get some points. It seems that Collegiate just picked up on their run scheme. And Francis is slow to get up.
You know,
this is not good if you're a Chapman fan.
Or not good at all. Injuries are bad all around.
Yeah. But, you know, as I was saying, as Chapman keeps coming out in this formation and as they keep running these same plays, Collegiate's adapting to it. They're learning from it. They're going after it.
You hate to see it. Francis, who has just been a bell cow for Chapman today, is able to get up on his own feet, and you love to see it.
The Collegiate players are taking a knee on the field as he limps.
We hope it's not too bad. We hope it is. He might be able to come back for this game. We hope he can come back for this game. Or, if not this game, the next one.
He was able to get off on his own strength. He may return later in this game.
Do you think that this will change the formation of Chapman now?
It should throw them off a little bit. This should be unsettling for Chapman, but they are going to stick to their routine for at least this play. And another run play.
Fullback dive again.
Fullback dive to number 5. That is Chance Libau. The fullback who does gain about 3 yards. It'll be 3rd and 8. 2 yards. My correction.
All right, 3rd and 8 here. Wonder what Chapman's drawing up. If they're going to continue to run through Collegiate, or at least try.
$7:50 left in the first half. The clock has been moving slowly, even though they've been running the ball. Oh, a fumbled snap. And who got it? It appears Chapman did fall on it, but it's going to be 4th down.
Hayden Anderson was mighty close, and he was fighting for that ball on the ground, but they ruled him down.
Really nice stand from the Collegiate defense. They have, after an interception like that, that could be a demoralizer, but, they've been good.
3rd and 13 here. I'd be shocked if they get it because they're probably going to run the ball. Most likely a field goal, but I don't even know if this is field goal range for their kicker. He hasn't been a great on the kickoffs. He's been putting them pretty low and not that far, even though he does have quite a frame.
It is 3rd and 13, and they might run the ball. Oh, a little trickery. Oh, he almost gets tackled. Number 11, Dakota Curtis. Number 11, Dakota Curtis. And he is just not going to get there. Just a very weird play call. Like, trickeration on...
Trickeration. quite a word.
Trickeration from Chapman there. And is the offense? It is 4th and 18. He lost 5 yards on that play, and the offense is still out there.
Well, obviously, I don't think it's a field goal. Obviously, they're not in field goal range. I honestly don't even know where field goal range is for this kicker.
And the same formation. Oh, it looks like a pass. He passed it.
Oh my! That was just not an athletic movement by the quarterback or the receiver there.
It is incomplete. And Collegiate's going to take over on their own 33, and a great stand from the Collegiate defense there.
Okay, we're really hoping for some points on this drive just to have some excitement. Right now it's 6-6, midway through the second quarter. Hasn't been a great offensive showing so far, but we've had a few good plays here and there. A highlight of it has been the 78-yard touchdown pass to James Shackelford.
As Frows drops back, fires to Gorges. Gorges is going to get the first down and a little bit more. Nice play from Ferrales there. You know, nice little bounce back play for the Collegiate Spartans after that pick, and it shows that they're still keeping each other up. High morale does still maintain.
The crowd is getting into it here. Nice big homecoming crowd.
As Ferrales, high snap, quarterback draw. He has space. If he has space, he's going to get the first down. Nice play call there from Collegiate.
And that's the second time they've done the design quarterback run, and it's worked both times.
Ball on the 46, 43-yard line for Collegiate. You know, I wasn't really expecting this. I mean, I kind of thought Collegiate would just come in, dominate, do their business, and walk out with the win, but they're having to fight. As Frows fires deep. Gorges.
Oh, that's a drop.
And another drop there.
Oh, and he's not Marcus is not happy about that drop there. He wanted that ball, and he knew he could have caught it.
A lot of drops happening on the Collegiate sideline. Could it be pressure? Could it be pressure?
It could be feeling the pressure from the crowd, this big homecoming crowd. Your predecessors that came before you, they're watching over you and seeing if you maintain the legacy.
As, again, Weta, Gorges, and Hines-Turner are all on the outside. It does not appear that Collegiate does substitutions for wide receiver. Those are the 4 main wide receivers, and they will not sub them out. As Ferrales fires deep. Oh, Brett Weta. Oh.
Just a bit overthrown. But, I mean, it wasn't a bad throw by any means. Just a bit, though.
And 3rd and long again. And, wow. I mean, it just seems that Collegiate has completely abandoned the run, refused to run the ball.
I don't know if we've seen a running back run this entire. We've seen a quarterback run, not a running back run this entire drive.
Yeah. Quick huddles here for Collegiate. 6 minutes left in the first half. Same wide receivers as always. Ferrales. And he fires to Weta. And another drop.
And I just
from
don't
Brett
like
Weta.
that play call. We ran that same play. I want to say 3 times. The first one, it was Marcus Gorges on that deep route. Now it was Brett Weta the last 2, and then we just can't get anything. I mean, let's run the ball.
I agree. I think that running the ball could open up the pass potentially. I mean, we have the ability to run the ball and do it well. We're just keeping on passing because that's what we're used to doing. And it seems that Chapman came ready. They came ready for the pass.
And, looking at Hudson Ferrales from the sideline right now, he is not a happy guy. He's steaming.
As Simon punts, almost blocked, but a good punt. And can Collegiate Oh, it's going to be in at the 5-yard line. What a punt there.
See, look at the special teams bounce back from their early misses, and they have really responded well in these last 2 special teams plays.
And Collegiate doesn't really want to go down at halftime. Going down at halftime could be a huge demoralizer for Collegiate here.
I mean, if Collegiate goes down at halftime, I really would love to listen to what Coach Black would say to them, because I do not think it'd be very positive.
Collegiate has been expected to steamroll Chapman, and it's just not happened yet. But Chapman in their own 5, and another running play. Fullback dive again, gain of about 2 yards. We could not see who got the snap there from our point of view.
Okay, big drive here. Chapman's got 4 minutes. That might not be enough time for them to score, frankly, because they're just going to run the ball.
Yeah, and another run, and it's just going no. Chapman's going to have to change something. Collegiate picked up quickly on their run-heavy style, and they're not going to allow another touchdown if they keep playing like this. Ian Souther, I think, is 0 for 1. We have played a lot of football. 20 minutes of football, and he's thrown 1 pass, and it fell incomplete.
This reminds me a lot of a Mac Jones performance last year in cold Buffalo. Except it's not cold. It's about 85 degrees out, and there's no wind and not a snowstorm. So at least Mac Jones had an excuse for not throwing the ball. Tonight, the Chapman Fighting Irish do not.
Very good analogy there from Charlie. I really do like that. Oh, and Collegiate.
Oh, he's
my
off to
God.
the races. A Chapman
Number
man.
12.
Oh, but number 9, Brett White is going to catch him and hawk him down at
Number
the 40
12.
of the Spartans.
Dakota Curtis just got free. How did he get that free? I mean, this Collegiate defense, what happened?
I mean, that is shocking. Dakota Curtis coming in at 5'9", 150 pounds, isn't the biggest individual, maybe not the most athletic either. But I mean, he just bounced in and out of the Spartan defense and got like a 60-yard run there to put the Fighting Irish in scoring position.
They are at the 40-yard line with 4 minutes left. They could certainly get a touchdown here and go up by 7. Wow. Shocking.
And they're back to the formation. They're gonna run the ball.
And oh yeah, you were right.
Oh,
no,
fumble.
trickeration. Fumble.
Oh, and the Spartans
Collegiate
pick it up.
does fall on it.
Nick Chappell.
Jacob Chapman does fall on the ball there, and that is a huge break for the Collegiate defense. Honestly, not sure what happened there with Chapman. I mean, it was a perfect toss to him. He just, had a little butterfingers. Couldn't really corral the ball there.
And that's a mistake with the trickery-dickory dock. That's what it comes down to. They just got too fancy, and it caused a mistake.
Ferrales will take the ball at the 36-yard line. And this Collegiate offense has to do something. I mean, they have just been stuffed. Ferrales to Shackelford,
drop.
who dropped it again. I mean, there's nothing Ferrales can do at this point. I mean, he keeps lifting up his teammates, but if they keep dropping it like this, they might lose the game.
Oh, I think losing the game might be too much of an overreaction at this point. We still have a whole other half to play. And as we can see, comebacks are possible. Let's look at the Green Bay Packers last week against the Atlanta Falcons. They came back from 17 points in 1 quarter. No, the Packers came back? Against the Saints. I didn't say the Falcons. The Packers were down 17-0 going into the 4th quarter, and they scored 18 unanswered points to win that game.
As Ferrales, another QB draw. Oh, a nice little move, nice little spin move, and he is weaving and bobbing, but he gets 15 yards, but a flag does fly. Number 63, Gibby Gibson, is slow to get up. You hate to see it. Number 23, Roman Harani in on that play. But he was subbed back out for Sebastian Heinz-Turner.
I wonder what they were trying to do with Roman on that play. What did he bring to the table on that specific play? I do wonder.
They were probably looking at some run blocking capability from Harani there, and, well, it did pay off. They did get 15 yards, but a holding call does bring them back to 10 yards.
So this second down is second and 20 to go. We'll see what the Spartans draw up here.
Well, they're going to have to abandon the run, which, I mean, we hate to see it, but,
they run the
do
ball.
Run it.
And they get almost nothing.
That got about 4 yards, 3rd and 16, another 3rd and long. The Spartans need to stop getting into these 3rd and longs. They're just not converting them at this point. And I mean, I thought for sure it was going to be a pass there with the way they've played at this game, but wow.
They're not picking the right times to run it. They're not picking the right times to pass it. I don't want to fault the coaching, but the coaching hasn't been amazing so far.
Hines, Turner, Shackelford, Gorges, and Weta all on the outside. And a screen to Weta. Can he get some good blocks? No. He is pummeled for a gain of 6, 4th and 11. And once again, the special teams unit does come out onto the field. And it seems they have been warmed up as they've been on here for about 3 times already.
Oh, wow.
You know, usually they don't have to get warmed up because the collegiate offense is so dominating, but not the case in this game. Collegiate coaches are very frustrated with the play that has been happening.
Fuming. From what I could make out from my eavesdropping, it appears they were not running the play that was called. Hudson did an audible at the line. So it appears Hudson might also be frustrated with the coaching right now.
As Simon did boot it away, and it was a short punt, unfortunately. They are going to get the ball at the 43-yard line, Chapman does. And, I mean, if this collegiate defense keeps up, I mean, all they need is the offense to get their act together. As a run, what even happened on that play? I mean,
Chapman, coach, just throws his headset on that one. He was not happy with what they were doing there.
It seemed like a fumbled snap and then an attempted run, but then the quarterback just kept it. I mean, it just did not work out. 2nd and 11 for Chapman. As 1:16 is left on the clock, and Chapman is not going in hurry-up mode. I do not know what they're doing. They are not going no huddle. But
a run play. Still a run play.
A quarterback option, and he goes nowhere. And they are running the ball with a minute left in the first half.
And there's just no pep in their step. It clearly seems they're just trying to run the clock out, get into halftime, tied up at 6-6. And Chapman should be pretty happy with that.
If I was Chapman, I would be very proud. I mean, holding this collegiate offense to 6 points in the first half, and there is still 35 seconds left. There are 2 huddles on the field for Chapman. They do not want points.
No, I mean, why would you want points? I mean, I see with Chapman, they don't want to make any mistakes. The collegiate is an explosive defense. They could always run a pick 6 back maybe, and maybe then they would have a lead going into halftime. But I think Chapman's really happy with where they're at right now. Tied up going into halftime. Couldn't get much of a better outcome for Chapman.
Timeout called there by Chapman.
And so what we've seen through this first half of football is the Spartans, Hudson Ferralla seems to be about less than 50% completion percentage, which is unusually low for this Spartan offense. I think that can be tied back from the Jaden Parker injury. It's about 120 passing yards. And then the rushing yards, we do not have very many rushing yards. I want to say we have about 40 rushing yards total, and only about 12 yards from Julian Johnson was expected to fill in for Jaden Parker.
Yeah, Collegiate just completely got rid of the run from their playbook, just erased every single run play on there, and I don't really like that call. I mean, I think that going with the run opens up the pass. They've only tried the pass, but Chapman has shut that down.
I'm hoping to see some adjustments from Coach Black in the second half and incorporate some more running plays.
And Chapman, with 15 seconds left, still in the same formation, probably a run. Oh, a little pitch, a little trickery. It went nowhere. And they will probably just run it out, and they will. It is fourth down, but they will run out the half. Tied 6-6, 3 timeouts each. And what we've seen so far has been unspectacular. From Chapman, very surprising. I mean, very hardy team, a lot of grit, high motor from Chapman, and they've just been putting on a defensive clinic after that first drive.
They've been just wanting it. They wanted it more in the first half there. They were bigger and they knew it, and they attacked us in the trenches and they won in the trenches.
And from Collegiate, we just hope to see some sort of adjustments from both the offense and the defense, honestly. Defense has just been gassed, so they might be tired coming into the second half, so we'll see what they can do to make some adjustments.
And now to divert away from football, we have our halftime show. We have performances from the band and the dance. We will not be commentating during the halftime.
But we will come back at the beginning of the second half. Thank you for listening into this first half. and welcome back to WCS Sports Broadcasting. The second half is about to start. Ward Weimer about to kick it away, and we'll see what adjustments both teams have made. They've had a lot of time to think it over.
I mean, that was almost a 30-minute halftime, I want to say. Wow, that was pretty lengthy.
Oh, number 51 from Chapman. Ryan Clark, named after NFL safety. Ryan Clark. Had a little pep in his step.
Don't know if he was
onto the field.
named after Brian Clark, but possibly. It's certainly possible.
As Weimer boots it away. Oh, that was a nice kick to number 15, Andre Miles. Ooh. Oh,
makes a
man
move.
miss.
Going to the outside, and he's brought down by number 23, Roman Harani.
Roman Harani making an impact. We have not seen him in past games. We saw him against El Dorado catch a touchdown, but, you know, making some plays tonight. They will get the ball at about the 20-yard line.
So it'll be interesting to see if we see the same formation they've been running all game, or if they switch it up a little bit. I think they're going to keep it the same.
Once again, Ian Souther, their quarterback, is 0 for 1 on the game. We have played 24 minutes of football. And again, the same formation to number 5, Chance LeBow. That's a new person to get the ball for the running back game. We have not seen him today get the ball. So we'll see what he does if they continue to use him. One thing Chapman has been very good about is substitutions. I mean, they have just been keeping guys fresh all around the field, even though they don't have a lot of people on their roster. Same formation. Oh, a fake. Quarterback fakes to the running back, takes it on his own. Souther gets about 6. That's about 5.
And coming back to what Hyon said about substitutions, and circling back to what we said at the beginning of the game, is Chapman is big, and they're going to make the Collegiate Spartans fight, and it's going to make the Collegiate Spartans tired by this run-it-down-your-throat type of offense. So by them keeping their guys fresh, they're just going to be more energetic throughout this entire game.
You know, I thought that the collegiate defense could handle. I thought they could adjust and attack Chapman's run game, but Chapman keeps pushing. They keep grounding it.
Ground and pound.
Oh, a different formation, but still looks like a run. It looked like a false start, and oh, that guy jumped a little bit too early. This will be 3rd and 13 from the 20.
Yeah, it looked like the running back just got a little too excited.
Big Cat. Is that Big Cat subs in?
Yeah.
Lucas Rainey Brown subs in here, which means I think the Spartans want a little bit of a bigger up front, so they're expecting the run.
How could you not be expecting the run right now?
Avi is right. There's been one pass play attempted by this Fighting Irish team.
It did not go well on a 4th down. It did not go well. And wow, the same formation. Wow. And motion. Oh, a pitch. Little trickery. And he gets decent amount of yardage. Not enough for the first, though.
So this is going to leave it about, I want to say, 4th and 6. They should punt this ball away, and it looks like they're going to send in their big boy kicker to punt this ball away.
Ben
too much
Griffiths.
A little too much for them to run this 4th down again.
Yeah, too risky being in your own territory at the beginning of a half, not wanting to give up too much momentum.
Brett Wetta back to receive the punt.
Hopefully it doesn't go as poorly as it did last time for Ben Griffith.
Oh, that is a good point brought up by Charlie. The last punt was tipped a little bit that Griffiths did punt. So we'll see what Chapman's special teams unit does. Oh, he gets a clean punt. Oh, this is an all right punt taken by Wetta. Makes a nice move.
Wetta's
Wetta has
moving.
space. Oh, he has
Only the
speed
kicker to beat, but the kicker gets him down.
because the kicker is pretty athletic.
At the 20-yard line, what will be brought down out of bounds. But what a run.
What a great start to the second half for the Spartans.
Fielded it on his own 47-yard line, but was able to take that through defenders, reading the gap.
Collegiate has all the momentum now. I mean, if they can't score here, you've got to change something.
Yeah, 32-yard return by Brett. I mean, he's leading this team right now.
Ball is on the 19. They need 19 yards. Red zone offense, which has been elite this year. We haven't seen it today. Their first touchdown was a 78-yarder, so we'll see what they do. Ferrales, a screen to Shackelford. Oh, good block.
Shaq takes the bubble screen and breaks through defenders, going straight through him.
Running very hard there, fighting for the extra yards, diving for those last 2 yards.
Trying to pick up the first down, but it looks like he'll be just a yard short.
Indeed. He is at the 10-yard line, 1 yard short of the line to gain. But nice starting play out there for the Spartans. I mean, they just got shut down at the end of the first half, and that was a nice play.
Now, are they going to try and run this ball here, or are we going to see another pass attempt by the Spartans?
Julian Johnson does get the handoff. Oh, he breaks tackles, gets the first down all the way down to the 4-yard line. And Julian Johnson has been subbed back in for Harrison Simon, so he does still get mostly the snaps.
Yeah, great run from Julian Johnson. He met a D lineman right as he took the handoff, but went straight through it.
And Shackelford substituted off the field for Gianni Bacci.
Jacob Chappell.
Jacob Chapman, not
Chappell
Jacob
is coming
Chappell.
in. God, we haven't seen Jacob Chappell too much on offense, but he's lined up as a tight end right now. Extra blocker on the side, and they'll hand off.
Handoff to Julian Johnson, who gets in.
He dives in.
He dives in. Do they call it? It is good. A touchdown. 12-6. And that is the first life we've seen in the Spartan offense today.
That was an athletic move by Julian Johnson.
He really went for that hit and went all in on that play. They needed the momentum, and they sure got it.
And that's what we were saying. Run the ball, and you're going to score. And that's what we did, and look at that. We scored. Maybe I should be the coach.
Like we said, running the ball does open up the pass, and it was exemplified on that drive perfectly. Ward Weimer will be up to boot it. He did miss his first one. Can he make it 13-6? But Chapman has also gotten shut down on offense. So we'll see what they can do now.
Again, I would have liked to see Nate Toon be the kicker here. He has shown better kicks than Ward Weimer.
And a false start again on the offense. I mean, wow. This is just going to make it harder, more difficult for Ward Weimer to boot it through.
Ward, the kick is up, and it's good.
Nice boot there from Weimer to make it 13-6. And now the pressure's on Chapman. I mean,
Can they respond?
their offense has been as stale as a piece of bread.
That's a great comparison.
But, I mean, 8 minutes left in the third quarter. They have plenty of time to do something if they want.
We'll see if they want to.
And it seems that Chapman is getting yelled at by their coach. Little pep talk even after the locker room. So we'll see if they are as invigorated as their coach is.
This goes back to just how good Coach Black is at making second half adjustments. I mean, we came out here, got a great defensive stop, went down the field and scored. I mean, that's what Coach Black does.
And, you know, we saw a great special teams play that led to that. You know, our special teams wasn't too strong in that first half, but something clicked in that locker room.
As Weimer will boot it away. Really nice first drive from the Spartans. We'll see if their defense can keep up its spectacular effort tonight. Weimer boots it away. Deep kick, very good kick. Caught by number 11, Dakota Curtis.
And he just runs out of bounds, scared of getting hit by number 6, Hayden Anderson.
And we see the same people out for defense. Not really a lot of substitutions. However, Big Cat is not on the field, number 63, who is our main interior rush stopper. So that's interesting to see.
Yeah, I would like to see him in here instead of... Oh, wait, don't get... Big Cat's
he
in
is.
there.
They just did sub him in. And the same formation. You already know. 2 tight ends Our running back always going in motion. Yep. And the handoff to number.
God.
Who is that?
Number 12.
Number 12, Dakota Curtis.
Making another play. I mean, he's a small guy, and he's had a big impact on this game. A lot of rushing yards for Dakota Curtis. He's up over 70 yards now.
And we saw Brett get blocked on that play from the outside by the receiver, but James was able to chase him down. Shackelford made a great tackle, pushing him out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, Collegiate has just been destroyed on the run. A lot of trickery coming from Chapman, and it seems like Collegiate still isn't being able to respond to it. Oh, the quarterback stumbles back. A loss of 5 as Gianni tosses someone to the ground.
And you know what? It almost looked like they were trying to run a pass play. We saw 2 receivers run a slant route, but gosh.
Probably more so a distraction for a QB draw, as we've seen.
I mean, if we are going to say that counts as a pass play, it did not go well. So maybe that's why they're not passing it.
Yeah, Ian Souther has thrown 1 pass, and it's interesting to see, a quarterback at this point in football's evolution to throw 1 pass as we are 5 minutes into the third quarter. 1 pass for the entire game. As a handoff, he is bulldozing, gain of about 3, and it will be a third and about 9 or 10.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Chapman does here on 3rd and 9.
Will it be a pass?
I severely doubt it.
I mean, they can't be feeling too confident in their passing abilities right now.
No, but B. Russ is down there waving the towel, trying to get the Spartans excited for this huge 3rd down.
There are 2 receivers out there for Chapman. And it is a pass.
And he
he
throws
passed
it.
it. And he overthrew it. Ian Souther, but a flag is thrown late.
Whoa. What will it be?
Number 56, Tristan Sproul, threw someone at the end of the play, and they're going to call. Was that an unsportsmanlike conduct?
That's going to cost them big. 1st down here. Gosh.
An automatic 1st down.
And
Wow.
that's a momentum turner right there, because as we were seeing, the Spartans had all the momentum going into this set, all the momentum up into this point in the second half, as they just scored and looked like they were about to get a big stop. But now the momentum's just turned right around the other way.
We saw B. Russ waving the towel, as Charlie said, and he was all fired up for the defense. But, gosh, he's silent now, standing and watching.
Yeah, it's very interesting. That was the 2nd pass Souther has thrown all game. And I think we saw why they refused to pass the ball. I mean, first of all, he got pressured heavily. Then he overthrew the receiver by about 2 yards over his head.
Yeah, it wasn't a great ball, but like Hayan said, he was under pressure, so can we blame him or his offensive line?
And we really thought the Chapman offensive line, we heard they were big boys and they were going to be able to handle the Collegiate defensive line, but we just have not seen that at all today.
We do have some fast pass rushers, so maybe that contributes to it, as they're just outspeeding that offensive line.
Oh, a quarterback draw, and Souther slithers through. How in the world did he do that? And it's a gain of 15 yards, and they're responding every time Collegiate has some sort of momentum.
Yeah, even though their pass game hasn't worked, every rushing play, they manage to always pick up 3 or 4 yards and break out big at points in time.
As Big Cat does come off the field, this would be a great opportunity for Chapman to pounce on this gassed Collegiate defense.
And I think this really highlights a weakness the collegiate team has, where they're not used to playing these long and lengthy games. They're used to playing these explosive plays, not being on the field for very long, and absolutely killing teams by 60 points.
Cooper Lewis got the rush there. We have not seen him much at all today.
Pick up about 2 yards right now. We'll see. Chapman has been marching towards the end zone, down at the 28-yard line.
2nd and long coming up, and if another run goes awry like that, you've got to imagine a pass is coming, or maybe on 3rd and 6 they'll run it again. I mean, that's...
I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, it's worked a couple of times.
I'm feeling, they've been doing a lot of trickery with the pitches and the QB runs. I'm feeling a nice fullback dive here.
Oh, it's a pass. Oh, my goodness. A rarity. He fires deep, and it's incomplete. Brett Wetta with the nice defensive play there. He's 0 for 3, Souther.
Battled for on the ground, but Wetta knocks it down at the end.
And that was just great coverage. That receiver probably wasn't open, and that wasn't the ball for the quarterback to throw to, but he didn't really have much of an option as the defense was closing in on him.
We saw him scramble around in the pocket, thought he could step up, possibly run it, but he decided to throw that ball straight into coverage.
Have we seen Chapman outside of this 3 tight end set look?
I don't think we have.
Not very often, that's for sure.
Well, same one here, and it's a pitch to number 12, Dakota Curtis, who's been getting more reps in the second half.
And I think he's short of the 4th down marker.
A decent pickup, but I believe he's 2 yards short.
Oh, this is a big decision coming for Chapman.
Well, that was 3rd, so it's 4th down now.
Do they roll the dice? The offense is staying on the field. If they don't get this, this could be a huge demoralizer.
I think as a team you go for this. I mean, we don't know how good their field goal kicker is. He hasn't looked great based off kickoffs. So I don't know if this is quite field goal range for them. I think this is a great call by their coach to go for it.
Yep, bringing in extra tight ends.
So for more blocking, most likely a run play.
4th and 3,
Will they go
4
through the
minutes left in the 3rd quarter. That looked like an illegal shift, but it didn't matter as the run goes nowhere. A pitch.
Stopped. Brett Wetta coming in from the side, going on top, and Hayden Anderson underneath, diving through the blockers.
That's interesting. You don't see a cornerback make a huge tackle like that often in a game, but Brett has really come to play in the second half.
He's had speed. He's been reading where that ball's going. On a pitch, he's there coming around the side. On an inside run play, he's bolting in.
Big offensive drive for the Spartans here. Can we extend the lead?
Once again, Hines Turner and Shackelford both on the outside. And it's a screen to Wetta. Wetta gets about 4-ish. Yeah. Wetta does get about 4. A lot of screens we've seen from the collegiate offense. It really comes to show how Chapman has really stifled their usual offensive capabilities.
And I think that's because of without Jaden Parker, we can't run what we want to run, which is those run plays mixed in with the explosive pass plays.
And our general pass plays are always either a bubble screen to Brett or James Shackelford or a curl route to Brett Wetta.
And El Ferrales, another QB draw, about the 4th he's ran, makes, stiff arms, almost, and he's going to be short of the 1st down marker, about 3rd and 1 coming up.
Yeah. Makes it to his own 35-yard line. Great run. We don't see him run too often, but he's been running today. He's taking a couple of draws to the outside.
And like we said, going back to the run has been proven successful for the Spartans in this game at least, so I think they should continue to stick with it.
Jacob Chappell in a tight end in the backfield.
Extra blockers do come in. And it's a handoff to Harrison Simon. Oh, he got stuffed by number 54.
The offensive drive was just stifled by the Fighting Irish. And Hudson Ferrales is staying on the field. They might be going for this in their own territory.
DJ Messerly, a senior, 6'1", 250 pounds, defensive tackle from Chapman, just blew up that play.
Hudson Ferrales asking for a play. Marcus and James go on for Hayden Anderson and Jacob Chappell.
They must like this play call a lot to have the kahunas to go for it in their own territory.
They'll put 4 receivers on the field.
They actually do. Ferrales looking, improvising.
Scrambling,
Ferrales running out right. Gets Shackelford, who does convert the 1st down.
Yeah, about 6-yard pickup for James Shackelford, who got the 1st down in his own 41.
Played off for Coach Black.
Bold move for the Spartans, but it did pay off. Really nice play there from Ferrales. I mean, he improvised, rolled out right, and delivered a dart under pressure.
Look, I didn't know if he was going to get it off.
As
the drive continues here, and that slowed down a lot of the Fighting Irish's momentum. They were hoping to get that ball back, but now
Morales, Simon, a screen. Oh, it's batted away. Number 9, Ben Griffiths,
The kicker.
defensive end hybrid, coming in, making a bunch of tips in this game.
And I think what he used his big frame for that. 6'3", 200 pounds. He had a long wingspan. He's able to get his fingertips on that ball and blow up the play.
See what they can do here on the 2nd and 10, 2nd and long. Come
One-
out 4 receivers.
1 minute left in the third quarter, by the way. Ball in the collegiate 42, 2nd and 10. Morales fires a screen to Weta, makes a nice move, gains about 5-ish. It'll probably be about 3rd and 5 at the collegiate 46.
Well, they'll mark him at 3rd and 7 right now. Shorter than what we saw, but
The refs are always right.
we'll be respectful.
We'll see what happens here. Big 3rd down for the Spartans. But who knows? Even if they don't get it, they might go for it on 4th down.
3rd and 7, 35 seconds left in the quarter. Shackelford in motion.
We see Roman Harani on the outside.
And Morales hesitates,
Looking for
fires.
Roman.
Oh, he's
He's
wide
open.
open.
Oh,
He
he
dropped
tips
it.
it.
Roman Harani had a wide open touchdown. A nice route. He was wide open and a beautiful pass, but it was dropped.
God, I saw him out there. Saw something changed. They wanted him.
I mean, the defense clearly had no respect for Roman out there, as they weren't even guarding him. But that disrespect might have been earned. I mean,
Gosh, we saw the same fumble that they had on the first pass play of the game with James Shackelford.
But what I do like is that Collegiate is staying faithful. Roman Harani is staying on the outside at wide receiver. They do have faith in him, and I do like to see that from the Spartans.
Right now, we're seeing Jack Grace on the other side of the field, too.
Oh, Asa Ahmed in motion.
this could be a fake punt.
And
No, it's a normal
Simon
punt.
just booted it away. Oh,
A
wow.
good bounce for the
Wow.
Spartans.
Elite bounce.
Down inside the 10.
Bounced around the 20-yard line, and it went all the way down to the 9-yard line.
With 14 seconds left in the quarter.
Chapman is going to have to go 91 yards to tie this ball game up.
And Collegiate just has to feel. I mean, a missed opportunity like that. Chapman hasn't given Collegiate a lot of leeway in this game. And I mean, Roman ran a great route, but just couldn't corral it.
Looking down at the sideline, I think Roman's going to go talk to Hudson and just see what the miscommunication there was.
You see him visibly frustrated on the sideline. Gosh, I mean,
What a missed opportunity for the Spartans.
you just got to bounce back from that. You can't let it drag you down the rest of the game.
And for those that were wondering, Kaylee Villagomez and Brett Weta were the homecoming king and queen, and that was the big announcement of halftime. So for those that wanted to know, we've informed you.
Brett has been the man on and off the field tonight.
As same formation, same type of run. Oh my, he had daylight, but closed up quickly by Asa Ahmed. 2nd and about 5, and the quarter will come to a close. 13-6, 3 timeouts each. 2nd and 5 for Chapman as we head into the 4th quarter.
3 quarters in, not as big of a lead as we expected from the Spartans, only up 7. But this game is still very much in play for the Fighting Irish. This is not over. This could come down to the wire.
With Andale coming up next week, Collegiate definitely is not in the place that they wanted to be. They wanted to breeze through this game and prepare for next week, but they're going to have a ton to talk about on Monday.
Yeah, I think the loss of Jaden Parker has just been so apparent in this game. I mean, Collegiate refused to run the ball in the first half, just completely abandoned it, and they couldn't do anything through the pass, as Chapman would just drop a bunch of people into coverage. No one could get open. So it'll be interesting to see what they pull against Andale next week without Jaden Parker.
Hudson was being an all-around leader just now. He's talking to Cooper Brown about blocking on his offensive line.
Is Cooper Brown on this offensive line today? I think Ali Al-Sukin.
I think Ali
might
Al-Sukin.
have started over him for this game.
Nothing to say, the offensive line for Ferrales has been doing a decent job. Nothing too bad, but something to improve on is that this big Chapman defensive line has been limiting their dominance in recent games that they showed.
There's actually, about this offensive line, the Spartans have given up 0 sacks to Hudson Forales, which has been good. So our analysis of the Spartans getting beat up front was actually not right. We're just getting beat. We're not getting beat, but we're not playing our greatest football.
Yeah, just a lot of miscommunications, a lot of drops has been the reason why collegiate offense can't get going. Chapman is deep in their own territory with a second down. Has 12 minutes left in the game. It might come down to the wire. Same formation, same motion. And a pitch to number 7, Cooper Lewis, who got about 15-ish yards.
Yeah, and Jacob Chappell there to track him down at the 26-yard line. Chap has had some big hits throughout the season, but
There's some laundry on the play.
And there is a flag that was thrown on the play. This looks like it's coming back. It is. Oh, you do not like to see that if you're Chapman.
A holding call.
That's 10 yards.
Holding call?
It looks like it might have just been a false start.
Oh, it was an illegal formation, which is strange because they've been running that formation, it looks like, the entire game.
yes, they had a wrong motion as the tight end stood up.
Second and
An
8.
easy tic-tacky mistake that should not be made.
Oh, quarterback. Oh, he's faked it, but he's going nowhere.
Our linebackers are on them.
Number
Jacob
16,
Chappell
Jacob
shooting
Chappell.
the gap, and Asa Ahmad coming there for support.
The second play made in a row from Jacob Chappell. He's making an influence on this game.
3rd and 8. There's 11 minutes left. There's no way you can run the ball here. I mean, like, the run has not proved to be good. They keep doing it. They passed a little bit on the last drive. They're down 7. I mean, this just has to be a passing down.
Our linebacker.
They just took off their best receiver off the field, Andre Miller, who's been doing everything through the air. And a pass. It was overthrown.
Clearly overthrown.
Way
Not even
overthrown.
Close to its
And
target.
Jack Grace had him completely clamped up. Even if that ball was near him, it was not going into the hands of the receiver.
Andre Miller is their most explosive player, yet they took him out on a passing play. It just seems that I don't understand what happened there.
And they're going to have to punt this ball away deep in their own territory.
Brett Wetta, we saw his explosiveness on the last punt, fielded at around the 50-yard line, could be dangerous, could be a punt returned back.
Chapman punting from their own 14-yard line. See how deep this goes.
And Griffiths, a boot.
Ooh, not a great punt, a little too high.
Oh, a good bounce, though. Wetta catches it, fields it, makes a smart decision to just go down, not risk a fumble.
Spartans will have to go half the length of the field here to extend their lead.
Down at the opposing 49-yard line.
Let's see what the Spartans can bring here. I'm hoping an explosive play here to really largen this lead and put a dagger into this game.
They did have an opportunity to do that on the last drive. Let's see if they can convert it on this drive.
I hope they bounce back and they're aggressive right here, right now.
A lot of miscues from the collegiate offense we've seen today, but they have cleaned it up more so in the second half outside of the touchdown drop. Forales drops back, moves up in the pocket, slides right, makes a nice pass to Hines Turner, makes a stiff arm. Oh, he has space. Oh, what a block.
Great block.
Oh,
And he's got it in the end
Hines
zone.
Turner.
Touchdown.
Number
49.
12. It was a block in the back on Marcus Gorges. He laid out Andre Miller. This is just going to come back.
It was a great 49-yard pass, but gosh, you hate to see that. 2 massive plays that they just have not been able to capitalize on.
Hines Turner, very good play there from him. I mean, he read the defensive backs and just slithered through all of them. God, and next week against Andale, I mean, you just can't have these types of opportunities limited by penalties or drops. So we'll see how they can improve on that in their practices.
There was some questioning on where to spot the ball, but they'll spot it at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
And I was talking to Sebastian Hines-Turner today about the Andale game, and he thought that the offense would not be the issue, it would be the defense. But however, we look at it today, the defense has played great, and the offense just hasn't played up to par.
As a nice pass from Ferrales to Hines-Turner again, it will be 2nd down and about 2 for the Spartan offense.
And a great physical grab by Sebastian Hines-Turner.
And Gorges and Weta out on the outside along with Hines-Turner and Shackelford. 4 explosive receivers. And Ferrales, a fake screen. Oh, Gorges is wide open.
A great play.
What a play call.
You know,
a fake screen.
Way to put him back and be the receiver for that play right there, the designated receiver. He needed a bounce back. He needed some confidence after that illegal block, and he definitely got it after that.
The cornerback just got lost in the sauce there.
A beautiful corner route run by Marcus Gorges there. That's a great play.
He was just wide open as he crossed the play to the end.
I mean, Weta sold that perfectly. The corner just dropped down, sold so hard on the screen, just completely forgot about Marcus running a corner route.
That's what you're looking at. I mean, he's the main guy. He's the main target. But there's a flag thrown on the extra point.
Another false start on special teams, which has not been up to par today. And if they aren't up to par against Andale, Andale might score more special teams touchdowns than offensive touchdowns.
False start on the offense.
Weimer did boot the last one through. He'll look to make this a 14-point lead. It is right down the middle. 20-6 with 10 minutes left.
Right down Main Street for Ward Weimer. I mean, maybe they shouldn't put Nate Toon in. I've been talking up Nate Toon, but Ward Weimer's been playing a great game on the kicking end. Let's see what he does in the kickoff here. I mean, I'm almost a little more interested in the kickoffs than I am the Fighting Irish's offense, because all they do is run the ball for 3 yards every play.
Great point made there by Charlie. I mean, yeah, their offense, it's hard to watch sometimes. I mean, in a game where it's led by passing plays and explosiveness, just watching them run the ball for 17 times in a row without a pass, it's just...
I mean, their offense is like unsalted butter. I don't even know why anyone would do it. It's pretty terrible.
Unsalted butter on stale bread.
Yeah, on unsalted butter on whole wheat stale bread. It cannot get any more bland and really taste much worse.
Painting a really clear picture in my mind. But, you know, that's all that's worked for them. Every pass play they've had has ended up negatively for them.
I guess Avi is right. A white stale piece of bread with unsalted butter is better than pure trash.
As Weimer does boot it away, a little bit short, and it is allowed to bounce. He is, 11 is off. Oh, what a tackle made by number 4, Julian Johnson, with the hustle play. He has saved 2 touchdowns today off of big plays.
Fielded at the 20, he picked it up, and he just took off. I mean, Ward Weimer stood in the way of that, but Julian Johnson really did bring him down.
And it looks like the special teams team will need to do a lot of work in practice over the week.
And there is still time in this game left for the Fighting Irish to score if they had a normal offense. Realistically, they're not going to. But there's a chance. There's certainly a chance.
However, they do have 2 receivers on the field. Andre Miles is out on corner. Oh, it is a pass. And it is deflected by number 6, Hayden Anderson.
Gosh, a great play coming off that edge. You saw the motion in the backfield. He went for a little misdirection, and it went absolutely nowhere.
And, I mean, you got to feel for Chapman. Their quarterback hasn't completed a pass, and we are at the 9-minute mark in the 4th quarter.
He might not complete a pass all game. And at this rate, do we have the stats if he's completed a pass all season?
He is 0 for 4 today.
You know, I really doubt it. They've had some shutout games, and, you know, Chapman hasn't put points on the board for many games besides their one win.
Oh,
14
you
to
know the
13.
pitch that came again and went absolutely nowhere. I mean, they've tried this pitch, about 15 times this game? And about 15 total yards have been accumulated on this pitch.
Yeah, it's not a great play, but it's worked a few times.
Worked a few times.
You know, a little bit of late contact there from Dakota Curtis on Brett Wetta as the play ended.
Yeah, it seems that the teams are getting chirpy into this fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think Chapman's been keeping up with the Spartans more than they've expected, and they're probably talking some trash down there in the trenches.
Yeah, oh, you know the play. Oh, he faked it. It's a pass. Oh, but he just got laid out by Jacob Chappell. Just destroyed the quarterback there. He got the ball off in time, but he got hit, so the pass went nowhere.
He delivered an absolute dime to the turf.
And, you know, a hit from Jacob Chappell, we all know, certainly does not feel good. He's a strong hitter, and he's probably our biggest hitter on defense.
0 for 5 for 0 yards for the Chapman quarterback, Ian Souther.
Not a great game for the man.
Yeah, that hit probably didn't help his shoulder at all. But I don't know if it could make it much worse.
I would like to see a throwing competition between our freshman quarterback and Chapman's varsity quarterback. It would certainly be a close contest.
Almost a block kick there as Hayden Anderson went around the side.
And
but
a lucky bounce there for Chapman. They down it at the 7-yard line. And, I mean, if Collegiate can score here or even chew 5 minutes off the clock, the game would be out of reach with how bad Chapman's offense has been.
you know, a good punt from the huge kicker.
He honestly might have been their best player today.
I would say that's an accurate statement. Him or the running back Dakota Curtis, who has put up over 80 rushing yards.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Griffiths, that 6'3", 200-pounder Charlie was talking about, he's had 3 tipped passes and has had some great punts so far.
Except for that one. That went 20 yards.
Oh, Ferrales, hand off to Johnson. Oh, Johnson has speed.
Johnson breaks
He
through.
breaks through.
Breaks 2
Oh,
tackles.
almost
And
broke
just
free.
Tripped up around the 31-yard line.
That's a gain of about 24 yards for Johnson. And as Charlie and I said, in the first half, the run opens up the pass.
And as we can see in the second half, Julian Johnson has over 50 rushing yards compared to his 12 rushing yards in the first half. We can see the adjustments that Coach Black made at halftime, and they clearly were the right adjustments.
I mean, he saw what was working for him.
And Shackelford on the outside. Ferrales. Oh, fires. Gorges slipped. Oh,
A
he caught
great
that.
pass.
One-hander from Gorges.
Around 20-yard
Oh.
pass. He was sliding on the ground and just managed to corral that ball in.
I mean,
Marcus
to describe
Gorges.
the catch, his hand was out, fully extended, and the point of the football hit him right in the palm, and he was able to palm that ball while sliding. One of the best catches I've ever seen in high school football.
I mean, I'm loving this 4 wide receiver set. Every time they manage to make something big come out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, Roman Harani matched up against Andre Miles. Let's see what he can do.
Clearly, they still have faith in him after the tragedy that happened last time.
Oh, a fake screen to Harani. Oh, Ferrales. Ferrales darts. Oh, he has space.
Wow.
Hudson Ferrales, the quarterback. He is taking defenders with him all the way down to the 18-yard line.
30-yard run from Hudson Ferrales. We saw him look at Roman Harani early on, but he was matched up against the #1 quarterback for Chapman's defense. So he looked, he faked, and he just took off.
What a play. What a play from Ferrales. He realized, went through all his progressions, that he had nothing there, just darted up the middle.
You know, I'm happy with this collegiate offense. They have faith in their receivers. Every time they make a mistake, they make sure that they're back in and that they're the primary target. See the 4
And-
wide receivers set again?
Harani was subbed out for Shackelford.
Haven't seen a lot of Shackelford this game. Only that one catch at the very beginning for the touchdown.
As Ferrales fires, Gorges. Gorgeous has just been so open during this half as 3 Chapman defenders fall on him.
Down about the 6-yard line. Great
Should-
pickup for him.
Should be a first down. And first and goal coming up for the Spartans with 7 minutes left. And if they score here, I think we get ourselves some garbage time.
Yes. And you know what garbage time means? It means the freshmen come in. And that's a fun game to commentate.
We might get to see some of our backup sophomore Isaac Vanderberg come in at quarterback, maybe for the last collegiate drive.
We could. And that would be an interesting time.
And if Charlie gets his wish, Nate Toon might kick the extra point then.
I sure hope so.
Johnson back in. Heinz Turner is so much taller than his corner. He might. Ferrales, looks his way.
Turner.
Andre Miles.
Batted down in the end zone.
I would have liked a more of a fade route there instead of the slant.
I think that's a great point from Charlie. I mean, Sebastian Heinz Turner is 6'4". You could throw it up to him within a 10-mile radius, and he could probably catch it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the longest arms west of the Mississippi.
Second and goal coming up for the Spartans. About 7 yards. Chapman is not. Yeah, they are okay. They are looking at man coverage. Ferrales looks improvising.
But the pressure's there.
The crowd.
he
He gets
stays
away.
up. He stays up.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Hudson!
I think they're going to rule him short.
Did
possibly at the
Hudson
1 yard
Ferrales
line.
just score that?
Oh, they ruled him short here.
That is some high motor running right there.
Golly. We thought that he was down. We thought that they grabbed him in the backfield. But Hudson Ferrales powers through that.
But there is a Chapman player down.
2 250-pound defensive ends were on him on that play, and he just twisted out of it and almost got a touchdown.
That might have been the most athletic movement I've ever seen.
The Chapman player is down, getting his leg checked out. You hate to see this.
The second injury for the Fighting Irish. Major injury today.
As Charlie said, regardless of the team, you always hate to see it. Still down on the ground. The coach is checking him out, but
It appears something has occurred with his leg. He is stretching it, feeling it, seeing what's happening.
We hope it's just cramps.
He is able to get up on his own power and walk off the field.
Is that number 6, the quarterback? Or number 5? It's 5.
That is number 5, Chance LeBow.
He's had quite the impact on this game. This is a tough injury to see for the Fighting Irish.
As collegiate offense, 3rd and goal, 1 yard. I mean, if we had Jaden Parker, we knew what this play was. But with Julian Johnson, they might throw a little trickery here.
I think it's still going to be a halfback dive. I like the athleticism Julian brings. He could jump over the line here.
we see Brett Wetta going really far out, taking the quarter out of the run play if it comes down to it.
Yeah, and it is a halfback dive, and he went in. Wow, 26-6, along with an extra point, barring an extra point failure. I mean, wow, this second half adjustment was really amazing.
Yeah.
Julian Johnson with another dive into the end zone. We've seen him put it out all on the line.
I mean, barring a miracle, this game's well over, which means I think we should put it in the freshmen and have a little fun. But we'll see if Coach Black decides to do that.
As it is Weimer to kick the extra point, not Nate Toon. A fumbled snap, you still got it. I mean, the Fighting Irish are just deflated right now.
Up 27-6 with 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I think this game is pretty much over, and Collegiate has secured a homecoming win.
And that is a good momentum builder going into the next week. We've won 5 straight. So has Andale, but, so have we. So it's basically a 50-50 chance at that point.
We're definitely going to need to make some adjustments if we want to compete with Andale out there next week. Going to Andale with their huge stadium, it will be packed, but we will come out fighting.
Hopefully
And-
fighting harder than the Fighting Irish today.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're the Fighting Irish, do you just put in the backup quarterback? I mean, honestly, the quarterback hasn't really done anything, but do you still want to put him in? Put in the backup running back?
I mean, I would like to see maybe some wildcat with this athlete, Andre Miles, number 15. He's had quite a game.
Indeed, Andre Miles did have the pick off of Ferrales, a nice read, who returned it all the way back to the 30. But like we said, that stale piece of bread offense wasn't able to convert.
Looking at Andale next week, their game tonight just ended 85-7 against Nickerson. We can't be feeling too confident knowing what they just did.
However, they beat Nickerson by 120 last year, so that might mean they're getting worse, which means we have a chance because we're getting better.
Fielded by number 1, who just got railed.
Yes, but
Levi William.
But a short kick that went down about the 30-yard line.
5'8", 120, and he just got pummeled.
Yes, but Jacob Chappell coming around the side and pulling him down. There's absolutely no stopping that man.
And no, the same offensive players, the starters, are out for the Fighting Irish. They would like to keep their players warm, hopefully get a touchdown for momentum into next week.
It appears we also still have our starting defense out on the field, so this game probably will not go into garbage time, sadly.
I would put in the backups for the defense. We're up 21 points. I mean, what's the worst they can do? They've just been running the same play 50 times in a row.
I mean, I definitely would, at least to rest some of the defensive linemen, because they've been going at it hard every play, every drive. I mean, they have to be feeling pretty banged up right now.
Oh, same play. Oh, Ian Souther, and he just went for a quarterback draw for about the 7th time this game, and he gained 0 yards, like the other 7.
Gosh, but at this point, do you even try and attempt a pass play? I mean, I think you have to keep running it.
I mean, he is 0 for 5 through the air.
I mean, it just shows a testament of their will to keep doing the same thing over and over again, even when it doesn't work, It's respectable almost.
I wouldn't say it's that respectable, considering one of their pass plays for that 2-point conversion ended up in a pick.
Oh, you are right. He is 0 for 5, 0 yards, and an interception.
But the interception doesn't count because it's on the 2-point conversion. So if the stat sheet doesn't say it, nobody.
Oh, and a
Oh,
big!
that's a great
Oh,
play.
wow.
Brett
Brett Weta read him like a book.
And that one will count on the stat sheet.
Ian Souther, the quarterback for Chapman, has thrown 7 passes, and he has completed 2 passes to the other team,
Yes, he has.
to the collegiate defense.
James Shackelford and Brett Weta coming up with 2 picks today. Even though James won't show up on the stat sheet, still a great play.
I guess it goes to show why they don't pass the ball. 0 for 6 and a pick.
Technically, it's 1 for 7 or 1 for 6. So I think you should count the pick as a completion.
Make him feel like he got 1 pass this season.
Yes.
As Ferrales, little hesitation, handoff to Simon. Simon makes a nice move. Oh, he has open space. Oh, Simon.
Big pickup down about the 5-yard line. Great play by Harrison Simon, reading the gaps and reading his defenders.
And yeah, to go back, I mean, he has more interceptions than yards.
Oh, that is true. Wow, that's a rough stat for number 6. Ian Sutton. Ian's number 6.
As Ferrales is still in, I would really like to see Isaac Vandenberg in. I mean, 5 minutes left. This is garbage time. A handoff to Simon. Gets about 2 yards.
And I think now is the time. I would almost put in number 26, Corbin Wiley, and see if he can punch in the ticket. I would love to see number 26, Corbin Wiley. I think he's got a lot of potential on this team for his upcoming years.
Charlie really pushing for the underclassmen to make a name for themselves.
I might be a little bit biased.
I wonder why that might be.
As collegiate in a huddle, they probably don't even need to be in one. They could literally do anything and score on this play.
That's a strong statement. We'll see if that's true or not on this play coming up.
You see Hayden Anderson coming in at tight end.
I mean, I just think the Chapman defense is so gassed.
I mean, they have to be. Even though they had their rotation down and changing out guys every play, I mean, they still have to be bruised.
Officials consulting with Coach Black. Not sure about what.
We see Asa Ahmad coming off the field. Refs coming back onto the field. Collegiate breaks their huddle.
It does appear the discussion between the official and Coach Black was about the collegiate bench too far on the sideline upfield. As a handoff to Julian Johnson, who will walk in.
It's actually Harrison Simon, number 14. Great sweep there. He just went right around the outside. No one near him.
Yep. And it'll be 34-6, barring a special teams miscue. And another interesting stat, neither team has used any timeout.
And I think that's just because they want to get this game over with.
I mean, if I was Chapman when it was 6-13, I probably would have used a couple of those timeouts.
But I mean, I think obviously they thought they would play a better fourth quarter and maybe need it down to the wire if they needed a late game, last minute, game-winning drive.
Yes, and I agree with that. However, one thing that worked extremely well for them in the first half was keeping their time and creating their own moments. They didn't want to go at the pace of the collegiate offense or defense. They wanted to take their time and create their own moments. And I mean, that really helped them. That's what made them keep the game close in this first half.
And it looks like Chapman's getting a pep talk. I'm not sure about what. I mean, the game is lost, but, you know, a little extra motivation couldn't hurt.
Going into next week, you know, they hope for a win next week to build on this. Not a bad loss, honestly. We thought it'd be by more. So, I mean, there's some positives for them to look at.
They did shut out Collegiate's offense for every single play except one in the first half.
Looking forward to this Andale game next week at Andale. How do you think this collegiate special teams will perform?
With enough practice, we could get to the point where we would be adequate. But at this level right now, we would get obliterated, and it would probably cause us to lose this game purely based off special teams. So we need to get those mistakes figured out.
I also think one big change going into this is, again, as every game has changed, our entire offense has changed with Hudson Ferrales. We've been running the ball against every team every year for so long now. Now going up against Andale, it's just going to be very different.
Oh, and Ward Weimer kicked the ball away. It was a terrible kick, but the guy muffed it. Does Collegiate have the ball?
I believe he does. Isaac Van Meter for Chapman thought that he could catch the ball, and it falls off his fingertips as Collegiate dived on it.
Number 6, Hayden Anderson did recover it. And will Isaac Vanderberg get to see the field? No.
We were sending our starters back out.
What?
Risking injury for Hudson Ferrales. I don't know if this is the move.
Up 28 with 4 minutes left. I personally would like to see Isaac Vanderberg on the field.
I would too, but, you know, going into next week for the Chapman, they're playing a very beatable opponent in the Trinity Academy Knights. That could be a good game to watch purely based off how those teams have struggled throughout the season. A tank bowl, if you will.
Seems a lot like Bears-Broncos coming up on Sunday.
The U.S. government allowing us... Oh, it's a moss!
Sebastian Hines Turner with a great grab over number 15.
Andre Miles just got mossed by Hines Turner.
Any good play number 15 Andre Myers has had throughout this game was just totally canceled out by the fact he got mossed by Sebastian Hines Turner.
I mean, I just don't think he saw the ball. He was turned to Sebastian Hines Turner, trying to cover him, and completely stripped of that.
We just weren't expecting a pass. We were all in shock, and then Sebastian just head-topped him.
I mean, we were talking about next week, but that guy just got outmanned. There was way too much testosterone coming from Sebastian Hines Turner there that Andre Miller could just not match. Andre Miles, my fault.
40-6. Spartans up by 34 with 4 minutes left, and the extra point is good. 41-6. Can you believe it was 6-6 at half?
I can't believe it was 20-6 just about 8 minutes ago.
I can't believe it was 13-6 going into this fourth quarter. They've scored 28 points in like 8 minutes. That's unbelievable.
I guess the reason they didn't want to take the starters out is they wanted to run up this score.
I mean, they want to try and match Andale's 80-point win.
They saw the score at halftime. They were looking at it. They were contemplating it over it.
I mean, that trash talk that Chapman was talking earlier is coming back to nip them in the butt. They clearly cannot keep up with this collegiate Spartan football team, even without our best skill position player injured.
You got to wonder, was Collegiate just messing with them in the first half?
It's certainly possible. They could have just been toying with their food.
God, but I mean, we've seen this in past homecoming performances. They always come out shaky in the first half. They never feel too confident. They feel a little nervous looking at the stand, seeing it filled up, seeing past players come back on the field. We see a couple of last year's football players down on the sideline, but they have showed up this second half.
Number 7, Ian Sayers. Have not said his name tonight. Does field the catch. Gets all the way up to the 35. And their starters are coming out. I mean, they've already had 2 injuries. Like why?
Our starters are coming out too. I don't quite understand.
Yeah, I mean, Roman Harani just made a great tackle there on the kickoff.
I think we should start to put in some underclassmen, let them get more experience in a varsity game. I mean,
especially with this big homecoming crowd, get some experience under the big show lights.
Oh, would you look at that? The same exact formation. And you can guess, it was a run play for 2 yards.
Absolutely shocking.
Not even running hurry-up offense to get some points on the board. They are letting the clock chew. No timeouts.
I just think Chapman wants to take the long bus ride home now. I just don't think they want to be here any longer.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel for all the Chapman fans that came out 2.5 hours to watch them get pummeled on a Friday night.
And, yeah, they are using up their entire play clock. I mean, they are taking sweet time.
Chapman out in the same formation again.
Oh, this time the run play goes for more than 10 yards. It gets 15.
That was a great play by number 5, Chance LeBow, who was having an injury problem earlier, and it's great to see him back out on the field.
What? He had an injury, and now he's back on the field, and they're letting him get carries? Chapman, what are you doing?
I would not be risking this injury when you have a very winnable game against Trinity next week.
Oh, they are subbing people out. Yeah, no, they just want to get out of here.
I mean, Chapman still has the shot to score here. They're still trying to play on this drive, but
I mean, a 41-13 win wouldn't look as bad as 41-6. You know.
Oh, and he gets about 5 yards. He's in collegiate territory. The first time, I think, this half we've seen them in collegiate territory.
pitch to the outside to Cooper Lewis for about a 5-yard gain there.
I haven't said Cooper Lewis's name much tonight, but maybe next week he'll have a better game. And I think to tie it back in for these the Fighting Irish, they've had 3 really significant players tonight. Number 9, Ben Griffiths, the kicker, making some serious plays.
Number 5, LeBeau. Oh!
Wow.
James Shackelford just got tossed to the ground.
Okay. There was Sebastian Hines Turner took it personally and used his testosterone again to once again lay him out.
Yeah, down at around the 10-yard line, 9-yard line. Sebastian Hines Turner came in there after the stiff arm and actually led with the shoulder straight to the head.
This looks like Derrick Henry versus James Bradbury 2 years ago. James Shackelford was absolutely thrown by Chance LeBow.
You know, that's a great reference. However, I don't think that James should be compared to that right there. James has had a great game overall.
And James Bradbury is also a great safety, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he got his manhood absolutely stolen.
Yeah, ball is at the 7-yard line. And, yeah, I mean, like Charlie said, losing 13 to 41 is not as bad as 6 to 41.
You know, Chance LeBow getting his leg checked out by the coach, and he'll be walked off again. Another possible injury for him.
I think he felt that hit from Sebastian Heinz-Turner.
Yep, and
Gosh.
Chapman, I mean, don't know what they're doing.
I don't know what the point in playing him again this game was. As you guys said, there was no need to risk an injury this game, as they had a perfectly winnable game next week.
Well, now that he's out, you know they're not scoring a touchdown.
They might. If they put Ben Griffiths back there at halfback, he could definitely plow someone over. Or Andre Miles.
Maybe
Well,
Andre Miles, but he just got
Yeah, he
Moss.
also got his manhood stolen,
Yeah.
so he's not exactly in that position.
I mean, Andre Miles has been lining up in the same exact position the entire game for offense. So,
Out wide,
yep.
and you know he's not getting the ball because they refuse to pass.
We see the same formation again.
Oh, you could guess it. A run that went for 2 yards.
It was a great play by number 14, Harrison Simon, who blew
Yes.
up, got right in the line, and tackled.
And Drake Barron coming around the side, too, and helping out with that tackle.
I haven't said Drake Barron's name much tonight. I don't know why that is.
I don't know, but he just had a great play right there, breaking through the D-line.
A minute left in the fourth quarter here. And Collegiate is now stocking up another win in the left-hand column. So, but Andale next week. What are we thinking, guys?
I think as we see how this game is defined, is Julian Johnson is currently dancing to Bruno Mars on the sideline, and he is hitting it. I mean, this is really putting everyone in a good mood.
And, you know, I think that Collegiate can have a shot against Andale. Especially, I mean, even though we haven't seen their offense work too well in this first half here today, I still think that they have a shot. Andale is known for having big, bruising linebackers. They've had great tight ends come out of there. They've had some linebackers, both of which have had positions recruited to KU football. However, I think with this pass game, we can definitely make something work with Hudson Ferrales.
I agree. I think this new pass attack that Collegiate has adopted could match up well against the Andale team.
Oh, a little pitch. Oh, and it went absolutely nowhere, as it has multiple times this game. I know it's hard for a high school team to make adjustments, but they had a whole half to make some passing adjustments, and it just did not pan out whatsoever.
Well, you know, probably going into this game, they knew that they had no pass attack. They knew that they were just going to try and ground and pound the entire game, and that was their strategy.
Oh, 40 seconds for them to, make the score look a little bit better. Oh, it is a pass.
It's a pass.
Just so severely underthrown.
Wide open at the 4-yard line. No one was covering him as every defensive player went for the run. I mean, no one respected the passing game at all, and rightfully so.
He had no one in front of him. Ian Souther is 0 for 8 with a pick.
Fourth down here. 4th and goal at the 9-yard line. I wonder if anything will come of it.
There's no way it's a run.
I wonder if you do get stopped here, do you kick the field goal or do you go for the touchdown?
On 4th down, I believe they won't have an opportunity to do that next play.
Oh, yeah, the time might expire.
Yes, I believe this will be the final play of the game. That won't be a kneel down if Collegiate gets the ball.
I truly think that Chapman is going to go for it.
Oh,
wait, no,
my
he's for it.
God. They are in a completely new formation with the wide receiver on the outside. Oh, he passed it. Oh, batted down. Sebastian. He is 0 for 9 now.
Golly, you can't feel good after that. We looked like if he put that ball over the head of Sebastian Heinz-Turner, which is a very hard thing to do, there was so much separation there.
A great play by Seabass to put this game away. Hudson Ferrales will come out and knee this ball down.
I really wish I could have seen Isaac Vanderberg kneel it down. Just see him get some playing time, some under the pressure gameplay.
He'll end up with 1 snap and -2 rushing yards.
Hey, it'd be better than the Chapman's. It'd be better than Ian Souther's stat line.
Hey, he has some rushing yards. Let's not
does have some
disrespect
rushing
that.
yards.
He has made some big rushing plays. I mean, he was really instrumental in that first half, keeping it close.
Maybe he should become a running back. Maybe leave the quarterback duties
As I
to someone
said,
else.
I think a Wildcat offense would greatly benefit how many points a game this Fighting Irish team could score.
And before the Moss, Andre Miles was going off in this game. So I do think a Wildcat, like Charlie said, would be good. And that will be the final kneel down as Collegiate does take the win 41-6. And yeah, a great win for, at least in the second half, for this homecoming week.
What message do you think this sends to Andale going into next week?
Your special teams needs to work on something.
I think it sends Andale a message that we can fight and we can win, and we're going to fight for all 4 quarters.
Hopefully. I mean, I do think we are capable of making this a relatively competitive game with Andale with our new passing attack.
So that is the end of this football game between Collegiate and Chapman. Signing off is Charlie,
Avi?
And high on.
thank you.